Hey everybody, good morning. It is Squid. Welcome back to the channel on this beautiful Monday morning. Thank God it's going to be a little cooler today. It was hotter than Satan's butt crack yesterday. It was almost 90 degrees here yesterday. I was sweating like a whore in church. Anyway, how is everybody doing today? It is so good to see all of you. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Dad. How are you? Flash fan, please like, sub, and shares. Awesome community. Squid is awesome. Flash fan, you are one of my biggest cheerleaders. I love you. You are like a little brother to me. You are amazing. Roy, good morning. I hope you're doing well. It's been an interesting day already. How is everybody doing? Yes, please remember to hit that like button on your way in. We are on our way to 4K, and I think the YouTube algorithm keeps messing with me because every time I start to gain, we drop back down and we gain and then we drop back down. We just need to hit 4K. I'm hoping by Memorial Day. We're only like 73 away. Think we can do that? Good morning, Jeff. 3 awesome dogs. How are you? It is so good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. I hope in real life is slowing down. How are the little chicks? Jeffrey, good morning. Please send me that warmth in New York. It's only supposed to be 80 degrees today. So it's you've been up since 5:20. Good Lord. I've been up since like 6:30, which is, yeah, I don't know. You're seeing me once again, second day in a row without caffeine. I did do a Walmart order this morning. And the hallmark of my Walmart order this morning was a Celsius. I had things like bread and, milk and stuff, things that I could pick up on my own. I really don't have a problem with. But I was like, okay, let me do it because I'll have it delivered at like 7 a.m. I'll have caffeine. The one thing, oh my God, I'm canceling Walmart Plus because this always happens to me. The one thing that said it was delivered, thank God Walmart's customer service is actually worth a damn. But their customer service is worth a damn, but their delivery drivers, whoever they're contracting, suck. I'm pretty sure she was drinking my Celsius as she delivered my stuff because I'm so I still don't have caffeine. Hey Shane, how are you? Been here 2 minutes, just got my first ad. Sorry. I mean, that's one of the ways that I can support my family while not asking for super chats or money directly from you guys. If you do want to support the channel and you do not want to give any of your money to YouTube, I do have an Amazon list with a gift card in there and with gift card contributions, and everything else on the list is like, once I get enough gift card funds, those are the things I'm going to buy. So you know exactly where your money is going. Because I am transparent with you guys, sometimes to a fault, as some people have said. But I would rather have you guys know where your money is going than be like some other people where there's questions and people get really, when it comes to money, I don't play. I don't play. I'm jealous. We had coffee. I'm just not, I'm not a coffee person. Squid, you're awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try my best. I am not perfect by any means, but I try my best. I am transparent. The one thing I won't do is share DMs with people. Maybe in private, I will let someone know what I said to somebody else, but DMs are something I will never share because I get very upset when people do it to me, and it has been done to me. So that is the one thing I will not be super transparent about. I will tell you what I said, but I will not show you what I said. Because I got very, my head was a slots one. All right, getting into this, we are going to talk about Zachary Young. And back in January, we started to watch his trial. There were a couple other streamers who streamed it live. I did not have the time. We were doing night court, then life took over. I've started to redo it. He had sued CNN for defamation for things that happened and a story that was run on Jake Tapper's show on CNN during the horrific Afghanistan withdrawal. that makes me talking about that makes me a very angry person, as Nick Starro was. And he actually interviewed Zachary's lawyer. So he had a lot. I was not the only one. I might be the only one you know about, but I was not the only one. We didn't get all the way through it, so I've started redoing it. And I'm probably going to redo it this week. At least one time a week, we're going to redo it. But spoiler alert, he won. Well, while that trial was going on, there were news reports about what was going on. And on the 23rd of April, he filed a new lawsuit and demanding a jury trial against U.S. News and World Reports for an article that they wrote during that jury trial. So an article that was written while he was suing CNN for defamation allegedly defamed him. If that is true, and his allegations are true, just when you think the media can't get any stupider, you defame somebody while you're writing an article during a defamation trial. If he sued CNN and won a defamation trial and you defame him, do you not think he's going to take and sue you as well? That's if these allegations are accurate. I've read a couple of articles about it, but today we are actually going to read the report. It is relatively short, and I am going to change the overlay because I'm still getting used to how to change the overlay quickly in Streamlabs. Streamlabs is not, certain things aren't as user-friendly and simple as they are in no, we're not doing Snow. We'll do this as they are in StreamYard. But overall, I think as a whole, things are better. And we will be entering because everybody knows that I don't like the legacy media. I hate CNN, and I damn sure don't like U.S. News and World Report and Associated Press. So we are going to be entering the Pettyverse. Everybody like my new little video I made? I'm like, you thought that was an ad? No, that's just me. Hey, Just Jay, how are you? Good to see you. You and Rosalind were so funny yesterday. You guys were hilarious. Hilarious. All right. I'm getting better. I'm trying. I'm putting in some massive effort, and I'm getting better because my backgrounds are in aviation and occupational therapy, not computer science, design, any of that. So everything I learned from Rosalind and making a fool of myself, trying things on my own. So, Squid, you recall the local story about an officer arrested for stalking and unlawful use of state GPS data? Unbelievable development in that case. Looks like it will be dropped due to I remember you telling me about that, but I never actually got to look all the way into it. But damn, that, I mean, like it is what it is. Like, the state needs to be held to a high standard, and when they're not, that happens, and that's why we need to that's why we need to have high standards for prosecutors and judges, because this is what happens when you screw up. You let possibly guilty people go. Like, yeah. No, that was me. I made that. I made that. I don't know. Yeah. Changing location to be back. It's easier having Roz than run your stream. I'm useless. I have a stream deck. It's right here. I have buttons, sort of. I'm still figuring out how to put things on them. Like the go F yourself, and all that, and she lied and all those sound bites, and but I've got some, and I'm working on remembering that I have it instead of trying to mess with my keyboard and being like, okay, quickly find a shortcut on my keyboard. I can do it from my stream deck. I just have to remember that I still have it. State investigator was engaging with intimate relationship with victim. And this is why ethics are so important. How are you guys? I thought you were helped. I didn't do it. I was working on things on my own. I was figuring out on my own because I figured before I ask questions, I want to try to figure this out on my own. And I did for a little while. And then I got sidetracked with in real life things and content and stuff like that. Because I am kind of drowning in content right now and I don't exactly know where to start. Are you familiar with someone named Twin Phil? I am not. And I'm not sure that I want to be. And good morning. All right, we are going to get into this now that we've had our obligatory 15 minutes of stuff. And I started a little early this morning because I've got a lot to do today. All right, this was filed in the Bay County, Florida. So once again, a Florida case. That's why I gave all the control of my channel to the ladies. I'm a worthless diva. I wouldn't go that far. Maybe the diva. Just kidding. But definitely not worthless. All right. Zachary Young and Nemex Enterprises Incorporated versus U.S. News World Report. Oof. Complaint and demand for a jury trial come now as Zachary Young and Nemex Enterprises Incorporated, by and through their counsel, file this action against U.S. News and World Report LP and state. There's their table of contents, and I appreciate a table of contents. I'm just not going to read through it. Ugh. Probably not. They got mad. You're not doing read. I'm sorry. I can't do every trial, and that's a big commitment, and so many other people are doing it that they're mad. Yeah, and I apologize for that. On disc. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry to people who want me to do stuff that I can't do. I have a lot of stuff that I am doing, and there's only so many hours of the day, and at the end of the day, that little one over there comes first. And read is a big commitment, and so many other people are doing it. And unfortunately I wasn't invited on any of those people's streams, so otherwise I would hop on, but and I appreciate you, King Paco, no matter what anybody says. Introduction. In 2021, Zachary Young learned that no good deed goes unpunished. Mr. Young, a U.S. Navy veteran and security consultant, used his skills and connections to evacuate dozens of at-risk Afghan allies from Kabul during the chaotic U.S. withdrawal. Chaotic is putting it lightly. Instead of praise, Mr. Young was met with slander. CNN falsely portrayed him as profiteering, running a black market scheme to charge desperate Afghans exorbitant fees. Mr. Young and his company, Nemex Enterprises Incorporated, together the plaintiffs, sued CNN to set the record straight. In early 2025, a Bay County jury vindicated Mr. Young, finding that CNN's report falsely implied he had engaged in illegal conduct and awarded him $5 million in damages. CNN opted to settle the case rather than face a punitive damages phase of trial. Yet mere days after this vindication, the false smuggling narrative emerged in the press. Shocking. Like, I don't care. I like helping, and they have an issue, they could shove it. And I appreciate that. And see, and that's just what life is about, is like just being you and like doing what you feel is best for you and the people around you, and the haters and the people who don't like it don't matter. And hey, Tammy. But they sent me a message yesterday saying they asked you if you could do read, and you called them a B for asking. Yeah, I never did that. I never call anybody a B for asking me if I can cover something. I just explain why I'm not, or I am covering something. Yeah. And if someone ever says that I called them like mean names, or I sent them rude DMs or anything like that, ask them to prove it. Because yeah, I don't do that. I try to, ever since my DMs were shared, I am not disrespectful in a DM, because anything is written down. I might tell somebody I'm upset, but me saying that I'm angry is not being mean. It's just being honest. But yeah. But me calling some, yeah. And no one asked me if I could do care and read. I don't think anybody asked. They asked if I was in chat, and I said the same thing I said now, that it's a big commitment and I'm not, but nobody reached out to me individually and asked me if I was. Not that I'm aware of it, that I can remember anyway. But that's funny. That must be somebody like, that must be an alt account. Morning, Tammy. Right. On January 17th, 2025, the Associated Press published an article discussing the outcome of the CNN trial. However, the article went even further than CNN's falsehoods. For the most part. I'm sarcastic, but I'm never just outright, like, unless you're mean to me first. The only person that I am outright rude to is Bubbles, but that's because he was rude to me first. Yeah. And anybody who sends me a message with like a hater message, y'all know that I have a hater of the week segment. So if anybody sends me a hater message, I put them up on screen. So, you know. AP blatantly accused Mr. Young of engaging in criminal human smuggling. The article AP published on January 17th, 2025, contained a defamatory statement made with actual malice, as it went even further than CNN's own reporting. AP's article blatantly accused Mr. Young of engaging in criminal human smuggling. And I got to reach out to Shizzy, because I know on his morning shows, Shizzy, you're fine, Just Jay. You're fine. And speaking of Derailed, I do have Derailed merch. If you go to my merch store, I do have Derailed merch. All sorts of merch. Shizzy reads stories from the AP on his morning show, or at least he used to. I haven't woken up that early in a long time. And if I have, it's not a YouTube kind of thing. But I should ask him if he saw this, because he reads a lot of AP stuff. I'm wondering if he actually saw this article and he saved it, because that would be interesting, because I haven't talked to Shizzy in a while either, so I need to reach out to him. Or if anybody that does reach out or does watch that show in the morning on a regular basis, saw that. AP published the defamatory statement with actual malice that Mr. Young's business helped smuggle people. 1 minute. let's not do this. And girl, this is my mine, so if you could not break it, that would be great. And where's the pencil? Did you? Here, baby. Do you want to come up here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. Okay, or not. What do you want? Oh, this screen locked. Everything is a tragedy these days. If you didn't know, like we dropped a bowl of Teddy Grahams the other day, and instead of just picking up the Teddy Grahams, it's a national tragedy that we don't have, that she spilled them. It's like, girl, it's okay. We just pick them up. Copyright music. Not long enough. She has YouTube kids, so. Oh, but I miss Coco Melon. I never thought I'd say that. AP published the defamatory statement with actual malice that Mr. Young's business helped smuggle people out of Afghanistan. So far, I'm really liking the way this is written because it's straight to the point and they're highlighting. Well, of course, it's a tragedy. The world came to an end for all the poor teddies. Like, so sad to drop food. Yeah, I know. This statement is categorically false. At the time of publication, AP knew or recklessly disregarded that a Florida court had already ruled that plaintiff committed no crime in connection with the Afghanistan evacuations. Mr. Young never smuggled anyone. And that's the thing. Like, the jury trial was over. Like, the CNN lost. Like, it. So a jury, the finders of fact, found the facts to be that CNN defamed Mr. Young. I want to call him Zach because, like, vet to vet, but, like, for some reason, like, he's so much. Mr. Young seems appropriate. Y'all need to talk to Mr. Squid about that because that's a him thing. He has the ultimate say in that one, not me. Even though I'd be here doing most of the work because he's not home. He's working 13 days in a row. So if that tells you how much he's home. But like, this is after. Like, this is stupid. Like, the finders of fact, a jury found that CNN defamed Zachary Young. And then the AP writes this article. It's like beat your head up against a wall. How stupid can you get? It's The article further uses the characterization, quote, but he said he worked exclusively with deep-pocketed outside sponsors, quote, further calling into question the verdict from the jurors in Bay County, the rulings from the court, and implying that Mr. Young is really a people smuggler who simply said he was being paid by outside sponsors to smuggle people. The reputational damages here are substantial. Yeah, and not only the reputation damages, but human trafficking is a crime. So, like, you're not only accusing him of something terrible, you're accusing him of a crime. Like, yeah. Like, what CNN accused him of: charging people exorbitant fees. Shady, yes. Illegal, no. Shady, yes. Illegal, no. Human trafficking, highly illegal. So you accused him of a crime. And I have to take what this says as accurate until I see facts otherwise. Because once again, I read articles. I did not read the original article, but I read articles about this lawsuit. But nothing gives you all of the details like reading the actual lawsuit. Yeah. Describing Mr. Young's life-saving evacuations as smuggling is not only grossly misleading, it charges Mr. Young with a serious crime. Didn't I just say that? And I didn't read this earlier. I meant to, but I was reading 80 pages of a judicial, of a federal judicial code of conduct. So I'm in the middle of that. This case, I think, is a game changer because no longer can they get away with defaming someone and then, oh, we goofed our story as a 20-second apology or a B-page correction. But the problem is like CNN has been sued multiple times, and they still did it. And it's like these people have no shame. And this is the thing. These are only the cases that people have been calling them out on. This is why I don't trust the media. And I say, don't trust the media. And I really don't trust CNN because these are only the cases where people have actually had the money to sue. Could you imagine the people who don't sue or aren't in the place, the financial place or the physical place to sue? It's just, it just boggles the mind that people believe everything that the media says. It's like, yeah. And good morning. Good morning, Captain. Good morning, Yvonne. Patrick, how are you guys? The crime that occurs daily in this country, the documentary Sound of Freedom showcases the issue. Yeah, Mr. Squid watched that. I watched the first 5 minutes. And because I have her, I could not emotionally handle it. I could not, and I put this on my Twitter last night, and Nick Starro, who interviewed his lawyer, said that he changed law firms for this one. So it's I don't know who his lawyer is. I haven't scrolled all the way to the bottom to look, but it's a different law firm than the last one. So mainstream media shows too much bias, misinformation, and lies. Yeah, and the thing is people don't. It's one thing to watch an art or to watch an art or news media or read an article, but to take everything as fact and not investigate further is another thing. Like, I take that and then I go look at that. You know, I've done it on this channel before where we take a headline and we compare the headline on 4 different media outlets and see what facts they tell you and what they don't. And it's not always about what they tell you, it's what they leave out. And what they leave out is sometimes the most important. Puppies are great until they bring home a skunk. Well, we have deer in our backyard, and apparently we have dogs that come up to our back door in the middle of the night that are caught on security cam. I don't know. I take it that you know that from personal experience. Hopefully his lawyer is not Bubbles. See, I don't need to make fun of you, Bubbles. My chat does it for me. Human smuggling is a grave felony under U.S. law, 8 U.S. Code 1324. It is recognized as a crime by the Homeland Security Agency and is condemned as a serious crime under international law, the UN Protocol Against the Smuggling of Migrants. By accusing Mr. Young of human smuggling, AP effectively branded him a criminal. And that right there is defamation. Oh, and I still have to cut down the last judge, for the judge from the first Zachary Young case, reading exactly what defamation is. I still have to cut that down. Defendant U.S. News and World Report, LP, an AP syndication partner, republished the AP article on its website the same day, disseminating the defamatory accusation anew to a significant audience who has come to trust U.S. News and World Report as a source of news. In that article, U.S. News republished the article from AP, paradoxically stating that, quote, Young's business helped smuggle people out of Afghanistan. Yeah. Believe nothing of what you hear and only 50% of what you see. But you need to verify that 50%. Yeah. With AI these days, don't even believe what you see. Yeah. Especially if it's like a picture. Mr. Young and Nemec objected to and provided notice to U.S. News and World Report LP of the falsity of the report. U.S. News and World Report LP tried to condition a retraction on Mr. Young signing a release of claims. Oh, hell no. And I will never, I'm not a lawyer, ever, and I will never provide legal advice. This is just my personal opinion. I'm never signing a release of claims as a condition for you retracting something that's not true. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. The self-serving delay and conditional correction undermined the very purpose of a retraction and demonstrated U.S. News' bad faith. By the time the article was removed, the damage was done. U.S. News had propagated a lie that a Florida jury and the facts had already disproven. Having already fought to clear his name, once Mr. Young is now forced to sue yet another media outlet to undo the harm. And that's the thing. Like, it's not like one news media published it and then like 2 days later another outlet picked up on it. Like, this had gone to trial. Like, guys, are you that dumb? Like, and then don't I was not a fan of this Pope. I did not, but I did hear that like people were making a big deal out of the fact that President Trump wore blue. So did like 30 other people if you look at the pictures. But they were news was trying, this is another thing, news was trying to make it out like he was the only person that wore blue. Somebody wore white. Like somebody else wore blue polka dots. Like, y'all, it ain't that big of a deal. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Even Prince William wore blue. Like, but Twitter makes a big deal out of everything. Through this action, plaintiff seeks to hold U.S. News and World Report accountable for its defamatory publication, to obtain compensation for the harm done, and to finally set the record straight. Plaintiffs stand ready to prove substantial actual damages as required by Florida law, and given the willful and malicious nature of defendant's conduct, you're still bitter Trump made everyone go back to work. He made federal employees go back to work. It would have been a dictator move if he made private companies make their employees go back to work. But as the leader of the federal government, it is his right to make people in the executive branch go back to work. People used to wear tweed. I mean, really, blue. I know, like just so, yeah. Plaintiffs stand ready to prove substantial actual damages as required by Florida law, and given the willful and malicious nature of defendant's conduct as required under Florida law, and for media defendant defamation cases, plaintiff will seek leave to pursue punitive damages and the appropriate time to punish and deter such egregious defamation. You want up?
Yeah.
Okay. You want up here or do you want on my lap?
Yeah.
You want up here? Well, here we go. All right. Headlines. Trump farted, shows support for global warming and gas. Yes. Rage bait for the perpetually offended and the recreational outrage crowd. I have a feeling there are people in this world that are so miserable that they wake up and just find things to be yeah. Same. I was, as Mo would call it, a recovering Catholic. My mom's side of the family is Catholic, but as everybody on this channel knows, my parents got a divorce in the 80s, so the Catholic Church doesn't recognize my mother. I would love to talk to Trump about that. Love to. I would love to hear his opinion on this. I would love it. Need a good Navy story today. Well, it's not necessarily a good Navy story, but it is a holding people accountable for their actions. And I'm all for holding people accountable for their actions. You could solve all their problems and they'd complain that there was nothing to complain about. Yeah. Like, yeah. Oh. Ah. Yeah, I go to the E&C church each Christmas. I'm not even that. Yeah. I wonder if Biden crapped his pants at the Vatican. I don't know if he did, but he did wear blue. Oh, Broken Baker, don't. She's suddenly watching your channel. So the little is watching Broken Baker. So, you know. All right. All right. Yeah, he's doing read. Everybody is doing read. All right. Parties, plaintiff Zachary Young, United States citizen, resides in Vienna, Austria. Plaintiff Nemex Enterprises is a Florida corporation. Nemex principal place of business is Florida. Oh, you want down? See, this is what we do. We want up for a couple of minutes. Angel, you're fine. Yeah, I got it. Fixed it. Fixed it right there. Hold on. There you go. Fixed it. All better. And buck naked. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Appreciate you. I have no idea what wearing blue signifies. However, the media and some people who think they are journalists on Twitter or X want to say that the dress code was strictly black only, and Trump was the only person not wearing black. Oh, thought it was an auto renewal. Well, it probably was, but it brings it up anyway. Yeah. Oh. Let's see. Funeral dress code was dark clothing such as blue, black, and charcoal gray. And he wore dark blue. He wore navy blue. And it probably looked darker inside than it does in the sunlight. So. All right. Nemex's principal place of business is in Florida. Mr. Young is the founder and principal of Nemex, which provides security and consulting and evacuation services. Defendant, U.S. News and World Report, is a foreign media company organized under the laws of Delaware. However, U.S. News regularly conducts business in Florida, including publishing news content accessible to readers in Florida, such as its Best States News section focusing on Florida events, and targeting Florida residents through its publications. U.S. News enjoyed a substantial readership in Florida in 2025 and derived revenue from Florida readership and advertising. The defamatory content at issue was published by U.S. News in Florida, among other places, and caused harm to plaintiffs in Florida, as described herein. It's, yeah. I mean... Thank you for that. I heard them saying blue and he was trying to show authority. Yeah, Zelensky didn't even bother to wear a suit. You can make what you want of that, but oh no. People in her house are sick and she's taking ferals to the doctor. Oh no, and when one feral gets sick, they all get sick. All right. Jurisdiction and venue. The action is for damages in excess of $50,000, exclusive of interest, costs, and attorney's fees. Hey, Bingo Bertie. The harm caused by defendant's conduct has inflicted significant monetary and reputational damage on plaintiffs, far exceeding the jurisdictional threshold of this court. This court has subject matter jurisdiction over this action pursuant to Florida Statute 26.012. This court has personal jurisdiction over defendant pursuant to Florida's long-arm statute, Florida Statute 48.193. U.S. News committed tortious acts within Florida by publishing and distributing defamatory statements about plaintiffs in this state. This article was disseminated via U.S. News website to readers in Florida, including Bay County, and the injury to the plaintiff's reputation and business was suffered in Florida. Additionally, defendant regularly engages in business within Florida and should reasonably anticipate being hailed to Florida courts when it defames Florida residents or corporations. Jurisdictions over U.S. News in Florida comports with due process because defendant's libel was purposefully directed to Florida readers and caused injury in Florida. We need variety. I'm so happy you're doing something different. I don't like to, I like being different. I'm my own person. That's why I'm not, one of the reasons I'm not doing Karen Reed is because so many people are doing Karen Reed that it's like, what do I bring to the table? There are people who are much more knowledgeable than me on the subject. Why what do I have to bring to the table? Absolutely nothing. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. This court has subject matter jurisdiction. Jeez. If I have to hear subject matter jurisdiction one more time, there are certain things that I'm still scarred by from certain trials. Subject matter jurisdiction is the problem from the Brooks trial. And what, if anything, I'm still scarred from Elaine and the Johnny Depp trial. Oh, just Jay, I need to talk to you. I have all the transcripts from the Sarah Boone case. I am going to go through them and see if the sidebars are in there. If the sidebars are in there, we need to get a group of people together to read these sidebars, because I can guarantee you they are funny as hell. I just have to go through it because it's like 2,000 pages of transcripts. I need to make sure that the sidebars are actually in there. Didn't think subject matter jurisdiction is a real thing. It is. It's just not in the way he was trying to use it. This court has subject matter jurisdiction because the causes of action are brought under Florida state law and the amount in controversy exceeds the jurisdictional minimum for the circuit court. This court has authority to award damages for defamation and related torts and to grant the relief sought by plaintiffs. Venue is proper in Bay County, Florida, pursuant to Florida Statute 47.011. The causes of action accrued in Bay County, where the defamatory content was published and accessed, and where plaintiffs suffered substantial harm. Specifically, the article was targeted to Florida News and was read by individuals in Bay County, exacerbating local harm to Mr. Young's reputation. I'm just not going to touch that. Oh my goodness. Notice when Judge Mommy had a document prepared for dumbass, which answered subject matter jurisdiction, he tore it up FM eternally. Yeah, and my dad can tell you a little bit more about that judge than I can, because she ran for state Supreme Court shortly after that trial. Excuse you, ma'am. It's closing the curtains on me. No. I asked her if she's closing the curtains on me. She goes, no. Oh, I love toddlers. Yeah, she lost. She lost. People don't really care for her. I think she would have won if she was hard on him. Venue is proper in Bay County, pursuant to Florida Statute 47. The causes of action accrued in Bay County where the defamatory content was published and accessed and where plaintiffs suffered substantial harm. Specifically, the article was targeted to Florida news and was read by individuals in Bay County, exacerbating local harm to Mr. Young's reputation. Bay County is also the location of the underlying CNN defamation trial that the article was reporting on, and the defamatory statements at issue gained particular attention and impact in this community. Moreover, Nemex is a Florida business, and that has felt the economic impact of the defamation in Bay County and elsewhere in Florida. Accordingly, Bay County is the county where a significant part of the events giving rise to these claims occurred and where the injury was sustained. Pre-suit notice of compliance, all conditions pursuant to this action have been waived. I'm just going to skip that. Factual allegations. And this is a pretty short lawsuit. It's only 36 pages, but we are going to break this up into 2 different streams because it's a lot to read and got a lot to do. So we will do the second part tomorrow. Mr. Young's lawful Afghan evacuation efforts of 2021, beginning August 2021, following the United States withdrawal from Afghanistan, which had been referred to as a disastrous withdrawal, that's putting it lightly, and because the collapse of the Afghan government, Mr. Young undertook extraordinary efforts to help at-risk individuals flee the country and find safety. Using his military and security expertise, Mr. Young undertook dangerous efforts to evacuate Afghan allies and civilians who were in peril out of Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. Working through Nemex, Mr. Young coordinated extractions for dozens of at-risk individuals from a failed state. Yeah, she should have been more like Krennic. You're a Daryl Brooks expert. The judge wasn't awful in this one. She wasn't awful, but she wasn't good either. Like, she could have done a lot more to keep him silent than she did. All right, I have to turn on this light considering she closed my curtains and I'm in the dark now. There we go. Now I'm shiny. All right, Mr. Young's evacuations were conducted lawfully and with the knowledge of cooperation of relevant authorities. Crucially, Mr. Young never charged the evacuees themselves for these rescues. Instead, Mr. Young secured funding from large outside sponsors, such as philanthropies and corporations, to cover the costs. Because yes, nothing is free in life. It costs money to get the gas. It costs money to pay the people who are doing the extractions because they ain't doing that shit for free because that's dangerous. Those people get paid a lot of money because that is a very dangerous job. Shiny, happy people. All of Mr. Young's evacuation activities were legal. These lawful payments were arranged through professional agreements and reflected legitimate compensation for security and logistical operations. Completely legal. Mr. Young operated transparently and never engaged in covert, illegal, or unauthorized transportation. Describing his rescue missions as smuggling is therefore factually and legally false. At no point did Mr. Young engage in any illegal trafficking or smuggling of persons, as he operated with knowledge of relevant authorities and was simply helping people escape a life-threatening situation. These efforts were life-saving for the individuals who were extracted from imminent danger. And this is where the media takes the thing. Well, they didn't get this person out. They didn't get this person out. Well, they couldn't get everybody out. Like, they couldn't, like, you just can't. You just can't. The U.S. screwed the pooch on that one. Baker said the Brooks judge talks too much. Yeah, so did Ricada, if I remember correctly. Plaintiff Nemex Enterprises Incorporated was the company through which Mr. Young organized much of this evacuation effort. Nemex provided logistical support and operated under client agreements with sponsoring entities. The success of these missions became part of Nemec's professional reputation in the security and evacuation consulting industry. By late 2021, Mr. Young and Nemex had successfully evacuated numerous individuals lawfully under contract and without violating any criminal laws. I mean, this is well written so far. I really appreciate the fact that there's no fluff. It's just straight to the facts. It is what it is. And this is the kind of writing that I think all legal, there's no emotion in this. It's like, it is what it is. This is what you did. And this is what we want. CNN's false reporting on Mr. Young and resulting lawsuit. On November 11th, 2021, CNN broadcast a segment on The Lead with Jake Tapper that painted private evacuation efforts in Afghanistan as black market. In that report, CNN spotlighted Mr. Young as one such private contractor and falsely insinuated that he was profiting off the desperation of Afghans and even suggesting that his firm was charging hefty fees, up to tens of thousands of dollars per person to get people out. These assertions were false and defamatory. In reality, Mr. Young never took a dime from the Afghan evacuees. CNN's portrayal accused Mr. Young of unethically and possibly illegal conduct, severely damaging his reputation and Nemec's business prospects. I mean, yeah. Squid Shizzy uses something else besides AP, but occasionally will reference AP. I don't know if he saw this or covered it today. Well, this article wouldn't have been today. This article was written in January 17th. So this would have been a long time ago. So even if he did read it, there's a good chance he probably doesn't remember, but it's worth asking. I'd rather ask and be told that he doesn't remember than miss an opportunity to have somebody who actually read the report or the initial article that caused all this. Just one of those things, the worst somebody can ever tell you when you ask for help or ask a question if they saw something is no. Mr. Young, along with Nemex, filed a defamation lawsuit against CNN in the Circuit Court for Bay County, Florida in 2022. Over the next 2 years, evidence in the case proved CNN's statements were false. In January of 2025, the case went to trial before a Bay County jury. A decision on summary judgment in the CNN matter determined that Mr. Young had not committed any crimes. Smuggling is a crime. Fair. In fact, smuggling humans is a felony under U.S. federal law and is also criminalized under international law, including the Protocol Against the Smuggling of Migrants by Land, Sea, and Air, supplementing the UN Convention Against Transnational Organized Crime, the Palermo Protocol. Both U.S. and international legal frameworks treat human smuggling as a serious transnational crime and not a neutral or figurative term. The U.S. News' new word smuggle implies criminal conduct, and it also knew that implication as it relates to Mr. Young and Nemex is provably false, as based on the trial that they just were reporting on. It's so silly. It's just so ridiculous. Like I just can't get over. I just had an ad for U.S. water. I mean beer. Yeah, that's my kind of. I leave beer ads on my videos. I am from Milwaukee, so kind of makes sense. Mr. Young has never been charged with, convicted of, or even credibly accused of any crime arising from his Afghan evacuations. In fact, as noted above, the circuit court presiding over Mr. Young's lawsuit against CNN formally found that there was no evidence Mr. Young committed any crime in Afghanistan, and that he never took payment from those he helped. The CNN trial established Mr. Young was falsely accused and was not running any black market or illegal scheme. In fact, in January of 2025, the CNN defamation case was tried before a Bay County jury. The jury found that CNN's report was false and defamatory, and that it had indeed implied Mr. Young committed illegal acts, and when in reality he had not. A Bay County jury determined that any insinuation of illegal conduct by Mr. Young was false. Thus, by January 17th, 2025, it was not only true, but judicially established that Mr. Young was not a smuggler, which means they should have known better, right? Like, it just makes sense. Like, see ya.
Bye.
The little one said bye.
Mama.
Milwaukee's best is not a beer.
Bye.
You want to say bye?
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
We're not going anywhere, baby. Not for a little bit. Yeah. That Georgia case I was doing research on from the 80s, the media trashed him because he was that's not shocking. Jay said bye.
Bye.
All right, let's read.
Mm-mm.
You don't want to read?
Mm-mm.
Next week she'll be reading these for me. The jury awarded Mr. Young $5 million in compensatory damages for the harm to his reputation and emotional well-being. Rather than continue to the punitive damages proceedings, CNN agreed to a confidential settlement to resolve the case. I wonder if that would have gone to the punitive damages part. I wonder what they would have given. I want to see what a Florida jury would, how a Florida jury would punish CNN. Part of me is so curious. I mean, yeah, she'll want a pecuniary advantage. Yeah, that's The outcome was widely reported. A Florida jury had spoken, and Mr. Young was vindicated. The implication that he was a criminal or a profiteer was proven false. The verdict and settlement effectively cleared Mr. Young's name with respect to the CNN allegations. The vindication lasted until the defendant decided to republish a false and malicious defamatory statement against Mr. Young and Nemec. Yeah, it only lasted a few days. Like, I know, right? I would have been so angry. Like, I would have been like, I want to punish CNN. Like, oh.
Stop.
On the January 17th AP article.
Stop. 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 Stop.
And US News is. She wants to sit on this side because it's closer, but.
Stop. No.
Are you gonna? Did you just take over the stream?
No.
No. Let's put this shirt down. No.
No.
See?
No.
CNN would have been brought to you by Nemec if it went to punitive stage. I know, right?
No.
Hey, it's the Baby Squid Show.
No.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi. No.
Yeah, we're not playing with Mommy's Stream Deck. Mwah. The real big problem was that CNN had emails back and forth where some of them said to knock it off, that the reports were not true, but then they went ahead. That's malicious. Yeah. Baby Squid is totally in charge. I know, right? Oh, you're going to leave me your water cup and take mine? Okay. Can we get back to reading? No. Well, you know. The January 17th, 2025 AP article in U.S. News' republication of the defamatory smuggling statement. On January 17th, just days after the CNN trial concluded, the AP published a news article entitled "Florida Jury Says CNN Defamed Navy Veteran in a Story About Endangered Afghans." This AP article discusses Mr. Young's successful lawsuit against CNN. However, inexplicably, the AP article itself contained a new false and defamatory statement about Mr. Young. In recounting Mr. Young's background, the AP piece stated that Young's business helped smuggle people out of Afghanistan. In other words, while summarizing, this right here is what I don't understand. While summarizing the jury's findings that Mr. Young had been defamed, the AP went on to assert, as a matter of fact, that Mr. Young, via Nemec, smuggled people out of Afghanistan. That statement was wholly untrue and directly contradicted by the findings of the very trial the article was covering. That mind-blowing. Like, what? Like what? Like, I just, it doesn't make any sense to me. Defendant U.S. News and World Report republished the AP's article, including the smuggling statement, on its own website, January 17th, 2025. U.S. News, as a subscriber to AP's wire service, routinely republishes AP written news on its platform. The AP article in question was posted in U.S. News' Florida News section and made available to U.S. News' worldwide audience under U.S. News' banner and branding. Thus, U.S. News adopted and broadcast AP's full statement. I have some. There's some that are in Streamlabs that I don't have any control over. I just keep forgetting they're there. I'm still working on how to do it on my own, but, you know. And King Bob, good morning. Hope you're feeling okay today. Yeah. 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 It's one of those, like, it's so simple to not defame somebody. Like, it's so simple. And how do you write, like, that last paragraph is perfectly sums up why my mind is blown. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me how stupid somebody with a supposed journalism degree can be. At no point on January 17th did U.S. News edit, correct, contextualize the AP story to remove or dispute. Or help. Wait, one. Are you done? No. Do you want to move over here? No. You want to stay right there? Okay. Well, Mommy's going to have to move her mic then. Yep, Mommy's going to have to move her mic because there we go. How's that? Oh, boy. Yeah, we agree. Yeah, funny how CNN tries to tear down a veteran. It refuses to cover the multiple coyotes on the southern border, charging huge amounts to smuggle people across our border. The double standard is... You want to go down? No? Okay. Well, you keep dropping them. That's 3. Yeah, it's the baby squid world, and we just live in it. They're all down there. You dropped them. It's okay. Oh, boy. Or contextualize the AP story to remove or dispute the helped smuggle people out of Afghanistan line. To the contrary, U.S. News published it unaltered, giving the AP story and the defamatory accusation within it the credibility and authority of the U.S. News' platform. The defamatory smuggling statement was not incidental or hidden. It was a key descriptive line in the article disseminated by U.S. News. Readers of the U.S. News publication would reasonably understand this to mean Mr. Young or Nemec participated in illegal smuggling operation of the people out of Afghanistan. The term snuggle is common usage and is used in journalism, denotes unlawful clandestine transport, i.e. a crime. What are you doing, Tinky Butt? What you doing? I can't put my hand up like that. I can't hold my hand up there.
No.
Well, you're going to fall. Well, you didn't fall, but... Here, you can have that.
No.
No? Okay. Oh, we're silly. You want it or not?
No.
You can't see. She wants my cup or my water bottle, but then she says she doesn't want it. Watch the newest movie, Squid versus CNN, coming to a theater near you. Oh, it's more like Squid versus Baby Squid. Oh, Baby Squid versus faulty media company. She will win hands down. Would you like to get behind me?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Choose the wrong word and win a defamation lawsuit. That's kind of the way it's sounding. I mean, because when you hear smuggle, you think illegal. Like, that implies a crime. And implying that someone, or stating that someone committed a crime, is defamation. Defamation. Like, it is defamation. U.S. News was asserting as a fact that Mr. Young and Nemec engaged in criminal wrongdoing. This conveyed defamatory meaning that Mr. Young is a criminal human smuggler, and precisely the sort of heinous conduct that would subject him to public hatred, contempt, and distrust. Baby Squid derailment, yeah. In addition to the republishing of the defamatory AP article at issue, U.S. News previously published 2 separate articles related to Mr. Young's defamation case against CNN. One was a Reuters report covering the jury's $5 million CNN verdict and CNN's subsequent settlement. The other was an AP article previewing the trial and summarizing the allegations. Both articles were prominently syndicated by U.S. News and reported on the core issues, including the false implication that Mr. Young had engaged in criminal conduct while assisting the Afghan evacuations. These republications confirmed that U.S. News was actively following the litigation and had direct access to the public record. Oh, that's damning information. I mean, you posted 2 different articles, which means that y'all knew. Y'all knew that this was going on. You knew everything about it, and you should have known. And most importantly, knew Mr. Young is not a smuggler of people, and in fact, knew Mr. Young had been vindicated by a jury. U.S. News cannot plausibly claim it lacked knowledge of the adjudicated facts at the time it republished the smuggle accusation. Its continued dissemination of defamatory material, despite this awareness, supports the finding of constructive knowledge and conscious disregard for the truth. Like, this is just, this is just.
I'm down.
Down? Okay. Bye. Bye. Ugh. Notably, even CNN's original false report did not go so far as to outright accuse Mr. Young of smuggling. CNN's phrasing of black market evacuation flights was misleading and defamatory, but arguably less explicit than accusing someone of smuggling humans. I mean, that's to say that CNN, to say that CNN messed up, but they didn't mess up like this, is not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. The outrageous claim that Mr. Young smuggled people was consciously made to defame Mr. Young after the jury spoke in Bay County. The AP article and U.S. News republication of it amplified the defamatory sting using the stark term smuggle. In doing so, U.S. News managed to worsen the reputational harm that CNN had inflicted. Yeah, and I don't think that this would be quite as bad if CNN hadn't already been sued. I think it would have been bad, but I think he would have been fine with a retraction. But the fact that CNN had already done damage to his reputation, and then this is on top of it, it's like, yeah, you're adding insult to injury. In doing so, U.S. News managed to worsen the reputational harm that CNN had inflicted. A reader of the U.S. News article would come away with the impression that a Florida jury found CNN liable for defaming Mr. Young, yet here is an AP U.S. News report effectively saying the jury was essentially wrong because Mr. Young smuggled people. And that not only says the jury was wrong, but that undermines our court system. By saying the jury is wrong, that is undermining the jury's job as the finder of fact. So that is putting that seed of doubt into people not trusting our judicial system when they already don't trust our judicial system. It's just adding insult to injury. I don't think they learned shit, because they didn't learn shit from the Sandman case. I don't think they'll learn anything, because at the end of the day, they're making more money than they're paying out. So I think they don't care. But he said he worked exclusively with deep-pocketed outside sponsors. The situation is as ironic as it is damaging. A story about Mr. Young winning a defamation case against a media defendant was itself turned into another act of defamation against him via U.S. News' publication. And I think this is where we're going to call it a day. We're going to keep these ones short because they are a lot to take in. So actually, we'll get through falsity of smuggling accusation. The statement that Mr. Young's business helped smuggle people out is utterly untrue. At no time did Mr. Young or Nemex ever smuggle anyone out or violate any human trafficking laws. To smuggle people implies covertly and unlawfully transporting them across borders. That's not what Mr. Young did. The Afghans he assisted were evacuated through lawful means or with tacit approval from relevant authorities during a time of chaos. None were smuggled in the sense of violating immigration or criminal laws. U.S. News is very much aware of the meaning of the word smuggle and how it is used in connotation that reflects a crime is being committed. The statement that Mr. Young's business helped smuggle people out of Afghanistan is false, defamatory, and injurious in the extreme. Mr. Young did not smuggle anyone out of Afghanistan. At no time did Mr. Young or Nemex surreptitiously transport people across borders in violations of the law. All evacuations arranged by Mr. Young were done with proper clearance and through legitimate channels to the extent possible under emergency conditions. There was nothing illegal about Mr. Young's conduct. Describing his heroic rescue missions as smuggling is gross distortion of reality. It is nothing but a shot at injuring Mr. Young's reputation after he concluded a long battle against another media giant. Calling CNN a giant is not exactly accurate, but okay. The term smuggle was not used rhetorically, hyperbolically, or as protected opinion. U.S. News knew that republishing a story it knew contained defamatory statements was not protected and in fact communicated a false narrative. The false defamatory claim was presented as a factual assertion within a straight news article published under U.S. News' banner. The article did not frame the statement as contested, interpretive, or speculative. It stated it as fact that Mr. Young helped smuggle people, without quotation marks, caveats, or attribution. Under settled Florida law, such language is not protected opinion, but an actionable statement of fact. Yeah, Flash fan said it perfectly. They're a giant something. I'd be interested to see if a jury would issue an Alex Jones level against MS. Yeah, it would be something. Giant piece of crap. Oh, yeah. We're going to leave off at page 13. We are going to call it a day. It is 10 o'clock. We have a lot to do today. I will see you guys either this afternoon, if any breaking news. Doubtful, but if there's any breaking news, I will let you know. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow morning, same time, same place, and we will continue this lawsuit, and we will probably get through it. Then later this week, we will be doing more of the defamation trial from January, because defamation is a welcome change from unaliving trials. And if I can find any information on the Nikita Kassep trial or cases, we will be looking into that. And also, the two judges, the New Mexico judge and the Wisconsin judge. The Wisconsin judge has her arraignment on May 15th at 9 a.m. It will not be filmed, obviously, because it's federal court. However, it is all on Pacer, and it is not. It's all on Pacer. So we're going to see exactly what the State Department or the Department of Justice is accusing her of, and not what the media is reporting. You have a few cop cases to send me. I'm all for a good bad cop case. He'll be in court soon. We'll know if Cassett pleads guilty or not soon enough. And for some reason, I have a feeling he's not going to. He's going to try to fight this. But, you know, you do you, boo-boo. But I would love to I would love to talk to Trump about what he thinks of that. Because, I mean, really, you know. Hey, Paul. Sorry. Yeah. same bad time, same bad channel. But we are trying to get to 4K, so share this out. If you know anybody, put it on your socials. Let's get to 4K by Memorial Day. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but, you know, glad it did. I'm scared a Waukesha, or they had a Brooks, now this guy. Yeah, there's you know. And I appreciate you, Paul. Replay crew. If you actually want to get to the heart of the story, around the 16-minute mark. Before that is talking about other things. So 16-minute. I'll tell you exactly where I'm at right now. Let's see. Let's open up my my channel dashboard. I am at 39.25. I lost two subscribers during the stream. Well, you know, I was at 39.27 this morning, so it is what it is. Blame the penguin. Makes me rhyme too. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.